Morning all. Slowly getting through some of the jobs on the S80. We're going to make a start on the air cleaner for the S80. She's in really bad shape. I'm going to rebuild that frame, but I'm going to keep everything else, and I might just try and save these tabs as well. But these tabs need to go back on it, obviously, to make it look something like. Might be able to save that. We'll see how we go on. But the frame's, frame's totally had it here. Somebody has attempted to do something with it there, because those are angle grinder cuts. I'm not quite sure what's gone off there. But on the chassis rail, we're just working on the chassis rail over here. On the other side of that chassis rail, this is the near side chassis rail where the air cleaner mounts, there were some marks where she'd been welded, and they've obviously had a problem and attempted to tack weld the frame to the chassis, to stop it dropping off. We've got this aluminium housing on the back to pull off and clean up. I'm not sure what we'll do there. I might leave that aluminium. I might clean that aluminium and paint the rest. But the bands are good. Those bands are pretty good, so they'll go again. Need a bit of work on that band, cap retaining band. Obviously we've not looked inside it yet. We will need to make a new catch for that. That's been replaced by a standard 3/8 bolt, which would have been fine, I suppose. 5/16 bolt actually. But that would have been fine when it was working, but obviously we want something a bit better than that. But it is in surprisingly good condition. The test will be when it spends a day or two in there. Let's see what we end up with. So we'll get that dropped in today, get it percolating, and see what we've got. The frame itself, actually in places, isn't too bad, but we're obviously going to have to rebuild it. These tabs, or what I thought were tabs, are actually a strap, so we'll remake them. Looks like it's only going to be 3 or 4 mil or something like that, so we'll make them, and we'll obviously remake these side runners. I just need to find a little bit of tube, and I've got a bit of that somewhere. And then we'll obviously make this tray for the back, and again you can sort of see where the air cleaner's sat there. This part here is the part that's been welded on. I mean, that's that's get the air rifle, because the pigeons have been out, and you can see it's rotted away on that side. That actually sat in there. So we unbolted one side where they've welded in this bolt. And again, as I referred to earlier, this is where it's been welded to the chassis. So we've cut that out, and you can see where we've cut those two edges. And then this here is rotted away. So they put the bolt in to space it, and then tacked it all together. Which I suppose you'd expect on a lorry that's been engaged on the duty this has been engaged on. So there's actually quite a bit on this that's salvageable. This top plate's salvageable. It's thick enough and what have you, and quite honestly, why would you not reuse that? That front strap maybe, and certainly this bottom back strap. The tube works knackered, and obviously we've got that. Anyway, we covered that earlier, didn't we? So I've got the very nears out, and we'll have a quick weigh up at what size tube it is, because I think we've had a stroke of luck. Yeah, so it's basically inch tube. Now I've had this knocking about in the yard for I don't know how long, and again, if I put the old I mean, it's more or less the same, isn't it? So so it's more or less the same. It's the both sort of inch, and that's on stock, and we're in lockdown, and sometimes you're better born lucky than rich, aren't you? It's even got the right sort of angle on it. So I think we'll take some drawings off this fella, get him cut up, and then use this frame to build the rest of it. We just need to get it put bits. So we've cut a steel stock in half here now, ready. Just got to trim them bits up on that particular one, but taking the liberty of trimming this one up. So as you can see, that's our carrier, and that's just about perfect, isn't it? By the time we've just trimmed that, welded them other bits on it, cleaned everything up and painted it, you'll never know. And we've got a really thick wall tube. I mean, that's, I don't know, that probably is about 3mm, but it's certainly an upgrade on what was from the factory. So hopefully it should last another 50 years. Making a bit of progress. This is the bracket for the or one of the brackets. It's going to replace the uprights in this air cleaner carrier bracket. I was dead lucky that that bend is more or less perfect to that one. I've just put that bit of a brace in there. I haven't quite got enough. I haven't quite got steel that's quite thick enough, so made one for the other side here. And as you can see, I've just folded that edge over just to sharpness out the edge, so we'll soft pad all that up. This one's obviously the other side, and that will go like that. We've just got to give it a bit more hammering just to get it flattened out, and then tack him in place. That'll be the two uprights done, or two main brackets done. I'm going to cut this off next, see if we can reuse that. It's in good enough shape. Bit of a own goal there, Foden's. You've plugged the bottom of the tube, so I bet when we take them out, them plugs, I bet that's just full of shit and corruption, and that'll obviously be contributing to all the rot, but still not bad. 47 years old, is it? So we cut the feet off, or the bottom end of it off, and these have got the stops in, so I was a bit curious to see. You can see how much shit's coming out of them already. I was a bit curious to see how much was going to be in there, and you can see he's absolutely full. Well, that one wasn't anymore. This one's absolutely full. There's hardly any wonder it rotted out so much, is there?